Hello there to my Facebook friends, clients, and the like. I'm Jonathan Bengal, and I'm coming to you live right now from my kitchen, where I've set up my little, my lovely space to come to you guys and to talk about what we're doing in terms of how we are mitigating the damages of COVID-19, especially for our businesses. And yes, I did find a license plate that I bought when I was in France. And so it's sitting there as a little symbolism to my French amis, my French famille, and to all my French-speaking peoples. So needless to say, I want to talk about this COVID-19 and how it is actually impacting us in terms of our business. I want you to understand that government is doing everything in its power to make sure that our companies, should they get sick, aka loss of revenue, have a way out to survive it to the very end. And so what happened is Congress passed something called the CARES Act, which is going to infuse lots and lots and lots of money, millions, trillions of money into our pockets as business owners and also to the consumers to keep the economy going, even if it's sluggish, even if it kind of slows down dramatically. They're trying to keep us all alive. Now, I've been saying for ages, since the beginningless of time, that our companies are like our children. You see, if you're a parent, the question is would you allow your child to get sick on purpose? And if they did get sick, what would you do to make sure that they were surviving, that they were living, and that they were going to make it through to the end? Our companies are no different than these children. Our companies are our babies. Right now, our children, our businesses are crying out for assistance, for help, for attention. And it's causing us parents to dedicate our time and our effort to our babies. We are spending unprecedented amount of time with our businesses to keep them alive. And so Uncle Sam, aka the IRS, aka Congress, aka the president, they all understand that our businesses need to survive. And so they passed something called the CARES Act to pump in over, I think it's $2 trillion to keep our businesses afloat. And when I say our businesses, I mean the person that woke up a year ago and said, I am going to start my own business. I'm a sole proprietorship and I'm going to start my own business. And so a year ago, you opened up your doors with this grand idea, these big hopes, these big dreams that you were going to make your millions. And so you set out on a journey and you gave birth to your first business child. And it's alive right now. Right now, it's probably a year old, a year and a month. It's still really hungry. It's still really thirsty, and it needs a lot of attention, but it even needs more attention. Why? Because it's getting the sniffle of the COVID-19 bizonitis. What I mean by this is that revenue is slowing down. People are slowing down and paying you. Clients are calling you up and asking you to mitigate, to push back the fees that you would normally be charging. Everybody is in a shrinkage mode, and that's okay. We understand this. And so Uncle Sam's like, I'm going to help you guys out. So Congress passes the CARES Act. Now, here's what the CARES Act is going to do for us. It created the opportunity for us to borrow money, doing it through the Small Business Administration. And through this, we are going to have our company be infused with revenue, with cash. And that cash is going to come to us to keep our businesses afloat. What do we mean by that? It's going to allow us to continue to invest in the products that we're investing in to resell it. It's going to allow us to continue to keep our employees on staff and send them home on paid sick leave so they can tend either for themselves or their family. Or maybe because we're in quarantine as instructed by government and we have no place to go to work, and we're unable to work or we're forced to work. So government is working to put cash in our pockets to feed our hungry children, aka our businesses. So I just want to let you guys know that this Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I'm hosting a webinar on COVID-19 ain't gonna tax me, baby. And what I mean by this is that we're not gonna let this virus step in our way as sole proprietors, as LLCs, as S Corps, as C Corps, as partnerships. I'm putting this together as an information to deliver information to you that I am downloading either through my own education, through research, through going to other seminars, to listening to other experts, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, because I'm getting direct transmission like notices from the IRS directly that is informing us how this is all going to play out. And so I'm going to walk you through the various changes that the CARES Act created, like tax credits, tax credits, dollar for dollar reduction of your taxes, especially as it relates to payroll. Why? Because we're paying for people to go home because they're sick, they're caring for sick people, or because we're forced to work from home. And so the government is saying to us, wait, before you fire people, before you let them go, let me give you some cash so you can keep them employed, so they can keep paying their rent and their mortgages, so they can keep paying their bills. And then you also can keep paying your bills and your rent and everything else, so the economy can at least kind of get like a Band-Aid on it and just kind of slowly churn through the process until we end up at the other side. And then we're going to talk about the SBA loan and all the complexities. Well, maybe not all of them, but the complexities of it and yet the simplicity of it. What I mean by this is Uncle Sam recognizes that we need cash. And so it is simplifying the process to the best of its own ability. And then it's going a step further. And everyone right now are throwing out these buzzwords like grants, free money, loans, etc. And here's the truth, is that yes, there is a program out there that is designed to protect us even more, that forgives a portion of this loan. Everyone's reading about it. And if you're not, it's forgiving up to $10,000 of a loan that you're going to take out. So I'm going to do this live webinar on Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And I encourage you, client or no client, or maybe you're just curious, I encourage you to come to this webinar and to join me so that we can have a dialogue, so that we can talk about it. We can talk about the ins and the outs. On this video right now, I'm attaching the link right there. Now, it's https://calendly.com/jbengal/COVID-19. Go register. It's $129, but I promise you the value that you're going to get from it is worth way more than that minor investment. You see, many of us are in a shrinkage mode. For some of us, we are about scarcity and going back into this old mindset that we've all come from as entrepreneurs to create the grand expansion of who we are. And we're afraid and we're scared, and I understand, I feel it. And I will be the first person to tell you that there's always this little part of me that's going, but the what if? But as business owners, we must dig in. Now is the time to dig in. Now is the time to step in and say, you know what? We're going to survive. And my child, my business, and I got 2 children right now I'm taking care of. I've got JB Financial, my 18-year-old. He's hungry and he's hurting a little bit. And I've got Naked Tax Talk, my newborn. He's barely 11-month-old. They're both starving. They're both hungry. They're both wanting to survive this. And as their dad, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they stay alive. And for your children, I hope that you're going to do everything in your power to keep them alive. So I'm encouraging you to come to my live webinar that I'm going to host this Friday, April 3rd at 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you can't make it and you still register for it, I'm going to provide you a video so that you can actually see it and so that you can gain the benefit of watching it. There's lots and lots of new information that's come out in the last couple of weeks. That the amount of information is redonkulous. The amount of ability that we're going to be able to fund our company is redonkulous. We're talking over $2 trillion of money is being pumped into our economy. And if you're curious how that money gets pumped into our economy, it's called loans, it's called grants, it's called tax credits. These are the 3 ways in which we're going to get money in our pockets as business owners to keep us alive, to keep our children who could become infected with COVID-19 business as a reduction of revenue. So instead of us firing all our employees, instead of us firing all our coaches, instead of us firing all of our support staff, instead of firing the people that provide necessary services to us, let's find a solution which is already there, and let's talk about the benefits of employing the various strategies that the government has issued for us to do. So I'm encouraging you, come see me, https://calendly.com, jbengal, COVID-19. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be putting this out as an email as well. You'll get an email link as well to register for the event. You must register. You must come here. It's just $129 as your investment. And I don't want to be like that salesy cheese guy. That's the salesy cheesy guy. But here's the thing, people. $129 is nothing compared to the amount of money that's available to you through tax credits, loans, and forgiveness debt for the loans. So that's what we're going to have a discussion about. All right. So this is what I want you to do. Come join me. Come learn about this stuff. Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. There's the link right there. Go register, join in, and let's talk about this. Let's get naked, figuratively, and let's talk about this. There's only a limited number of seats available. If you're a client, or if you're not a client, or you want to be a client, let's register. Let's have an open dialogue about COVID-19 and how to protect our business children. Because without our children, who are we? Without our businesses, who are we? And I know every single one of us out there that are entrepreneurs in the heart believe fundamentally that we are responsible for our own fate. So let's take it. Come to my seminar. Come to my webinar, Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.